Hello, my name is Jeff Rolka. I want to thank you for checking out my video. I recently did a very in-depth video on harmonization. And I knew in making that video that there'd be a lot more comments and questions about harmonizations that would come out of it. And I got one almost immediately, which was, would you focus on the harmonies that are used like in country music a little bit? And so I thought, sure, why not? So that's this video. We're going to dive into that. Now, conveniently enough, this style of harmonization is really quite popular in all the forms of popular music that are really popular today. So the typical harmonization is a major third above the lead vocal line. And it generally follows along in parallel motion, which means it just follows it. But I'll show you in just a second. My name is Jeff. Thank you for checking out the video again. If you've chosen to subscribe, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, I hope you will now. YouTube's gotten rid of fan funding. Those contributions were key to helping me continue to make videos and do live events here on YouTube. And if you would be so generous, you can learn how to do just that in the description to this video or at my website, jeffrolka.com, where you can also check out my free online method, the AAA method. I thought I would enlist a little additional help on this video because harmonies are generally at least two people. So I have a cousin off in Nashville. He actually goes by the performance name Cousin Jeff. So I'd like you to welcome Cousin Jeff to the video, who's going to be joining me to help in this harmonization video. Cousin Jeff, how are you doing live via satellite?
Hey, cousin. I'm doing great.
Great. Awesome. We are going to dive right into this. Did you get this sheet that I sent?
Yep.
Excellent, excellent. So you take the top line.
Thank you.
Now, you want to... No. Okay. Yeah. The top line, oftentimes, like in bluegrass, they'll call this the tenor line.
Mm-hmm. Yep, tenor line.
And in other forms of music, they may call it something entirely different. But you got the tenor line?
I do.
Okay. Let's do it then. If you think music's fun, well, by gosh, it's better when there's more than one. Harmonies, that's what we need. Intervals of a third, they're your friends in need. Harmonies, thirds ring out, round and full, they're sure to please. Harmonies, thirds sung out, sound familiar if you've ever heard Simon and Garfunkel, or country music, or maybe rock. Do you get my point? I hope you get my point. Do you get my point? Do you get my point? Thanks, Cousin Jeff. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Anytime.
Okay, so what point am I referring to? The point that I'm referring to at the end of the little song here is that harmonies in Western tonal music are almost entirely made of thirds. It's just that sometimes they're in different inversions. We're talking about the sound of this, which is very common in country music, but you will also hear in rock and pop, as well as all the popular genres, folk, bluegrass, is that of closed position thirds and parallel motion. And those are the key elements that make that sound. So let's pull it apart. FYI, I have a way for you to practice with this a little bit later on. So stick with me and we'll get to that. The first entrance here, as you'll hear in a moment here, is that the melody is starting on the tonic. If you think music's fun. And the harmony part is right there on the third. If you think music's fun. And when you put them together, you get... makes for a very nice homogeneous texture. Throughout that entire verse, it sounds like that. Have a listen. If you think music's fun, well, by gosh, it's better when there's more than one. Now, one of the pitfalls of creating a texture that is so homogeneous, it sounds so together when it's working properly, is that if you have an accidental unison or accidental octave, it's really, really obvious. And I did one in recording this. Oh, yeah, I think it was actually Cousin Jeff's fault. But let's listen to it here, and you'll see what I mean. It's right at the end of the phrase. Harmonies, that's what we need. Now, the phrase that comes right after it, Cousin Jeff ends it correctly. Listen to how this phrase ends, and you'll see the difference between the two things that occur. One, an accidental unison, and two, the harmony the way it was actually really meant to be sung. Intervals of a third, they're your friends in need. Now, if you've come to my live events, and there have been questions about harmonies, I've talked a lot about different motions. And a few moments ago, we talked about parallel motion, where you have the parts moving together. But one of my favorite forms of motion is oblique motion, and I included an example of it in the song right at the very end. It has a way of setting up a little bit of additional tension right before you get the final resolution and the outro of the song. Listen to it here. Sound familiar if you've ever heard. Now, if that wasn't entirely clear, let me show you the parts. The lead vocal is singing this descending phrase. While the harmony part is singing. And together, you get this effect of motion while still kind of holding back. And I find it, artistically, I find it very compelling. It sounds like this. And then they finally resolve going into it. Now, if it wasn't entirely easy to hear in the first example, here is a version of it where the lead vocal melody is emphasized. I've pulled the harmony part really far back. Sound familiar if you've ever heard. And here they are once again, so you can listen to it collectively, ensemble. Sound familiar if you've ever heard. Now here in the outro, I repeat this phrase over and over again. Do you get my point? Do you get my point? Trying to make the point of harmonies and thirds are a very common thing to have in popular genres of music, really all of Western tonal music. And in order to do that, I wanted to emphasize it a little bit. Now this point here isn't strictly about harmonization, though it did affect both the melody and the harmony parts. But I made a tonality shift here in the outro by borrowing the minor chord from the parallel minor key. So the key of this song was D major, and I borrowed the tonic key, D minor, for a brief moment. And this has the effect, in my opinion, of creating a little moment of tension that is very quickly resolved, and it serves as sort of a palate cleanser. It's like a lemon sorbet for your ears, and it helps you to hear again that phrase one more time and really take it to heart so that it's really present in your mind. Let's listen to it. I hope you get my point. Do you get my point? Do you get my point? Finally, I said that I had a way for you to practice with this. And so what I've done is right after this section, you have the song with only the lead melody part emphasized. And then immediately following it, you have only the backing vocal part emphasized. The idea is that you can practice with either part and then switch to the other one to sing either the lead along with the harmony, or to practice the harmony and then sing that along with the lead. I hope you have a good time with it. Thank you for watching. My name is Jeff. Take really good care of your voices. Enjoy singing. And still have some fun. I'm going to go, but you can enjoy the rest of the video and practice along. Bye.